Welcome to the course. Next topic, homolytic cleavage of alpha bond, Norris type 1 reactions. Alpha cleavages in acyclic ketones. Okay. Norris type 1 reactions in photochemistry of carbonyl compounds. So this is one reaction, Norris type 1. In this, alpha bond cleavage occurs. Okay. First we will see alpha cleavages in acyclic ketones. Okay, acyclic ketones. Okay, like C double bond, both the sides it are attached to carbons. It is a ketone. Alpha means the first carbon which is attached to the functional group. Here functional group is C double bond is the functional, and this is the first carbon. This is the first carbon. Alpha first position is alpha position. First bond is alpha bond. This is bond alpha bond. For example, if you see this C single bond C double bond O single bond. This is the functional group. To this is the first attached. That's why this is also this is alpha. This is also alpha. This is beta. Like that, another bond is there. That is gamma. Like that. Okay. The bond especially cleaves at alpha position of the alpha position, okay, in presence of light. Okay, that reaction is called as Norris type 1 reaction. Okay, alpha cleavages corresponding will get acyl radical and the alkyl radical will get acyl and alkyl radicals will get. Okay, these photochemical reactions are homolysis reactions. Okay, homolysis means one bond means we have 2 electrons. After homolysis, both the atoms will get one electron. Okay, those are free radicals. Homolysis always results in the free radicals. All photochemical reactions are they will form the radicals only. Okay, here homolysis of alpha sigma bonding of a carbonyl compound in light is called as Norris type 1 or alpha cleavages. Resulting products are acyl and alkyl radicals. Okay, alpha sigma bonding is weaker than the other CC bonding in carbonyl compounds, therefore selectively alpha cleavages takes place. Why only at alpha position the cleavage occurs, not at beta? It exposed to the light means this is the weaker bond than the others. Okay, than the others, the alpha bond is very weak. That's why especially the cleavage occurs at alpha bond. Okay, and in this we have these are regioselective if we have different types of alpha bonds. Okay, for example, in this you can see here 2 carbons are there this side. If this carbon is not there means to a C double bond, one side 2 carbons are there, one side only 1 carbon is there, then both the alpha bonds are different because this alpha bond is attached to methyl, this alpha attached to ethyl. Okay, like that. If it is there, in that cases it is regioselective. Okay, these reactions are regioselective in sometimes. Okay, mainly Norris type 1 reaction means alpha cleavage of a carbonyl compounds. Okay, resulting will get radicals, acyl radical and alkyl radicals. General characteristics, if you take this reaction in vapor state, Norris type 1 cleavages efficient radicals, even liquid or solution state undergo Norris type 1 reaction. The molecules which are the reactants, if they are in liquid or a solution state also this reaction will occur. Cleavages, okay, if after the cleavage whatever the radicals are formed, this is the reactivity order. Okay, if there is a possibility of benzyl radical and allyl radical is there, benzyl radical is more stable, that type bond will break. Okay, like that, this is the reactivity order of the radicals which are found: benzyl radical, then allyl radical, tertiary, secondary alkyl radical, primary allyl radical, alkyl radical and methyl radical. Okay, we'll see one example to that. Okay, here if you see, this is the C double bond carbonyl functional group, this is the alpha bond, this is also alpha bond. Here if you break this alpha bond, you will get phenyl radical and tertiary alkyl acyl radical. Okay, tertiary alkyl acyl radical you will get. If you break this bond here, you will get benzyl radical and tertiary alkyl radical. Okay, Benzyl is more stable. Okay, that's why if you break here, you won't get benzyl. Okay, phenyl radical you will get. Then phenyl formation of benzyl radical is more stable. Okay, benzyl radical is more stable. Okay, because it is stabilized by resonance. Carbocations, like carbocations, free radicals also tertiary will be more stable than secondary than primary. If resonance is there, stability increases in case of free radicals. Okay, once refer the free radical stability. Okay, here that's why the bond will break here, not this bond. Okay, here we have two alpha bonds, but only this will break, resulting whatever the fragments you are getting, those are more stable. Okay, like that you have to see excited states are n2 pi star singlet, n2 pi star triplet. Excited state more efficient in Nash type 1 cleavages. Okay, some will be with singlet, some will be triplet. N2 pi star transitions occurs in these reactions. If a ketone is unsymmetrical, cleavage takes place in such a way to produce the stable radicals called as regioselective. In sometimes it is regioselective in case of possibility of formation of different radicals. Example, here this is C double bond. One side methyl is there, one side ethyl is there. Okay, this is one alpha bond, this is one another alpha bond. If bond is breakage occurs here, alpha here, we'll get acyl radical and ethyl radical you will get. Okay, then if bond is breaking here, you will get methyl radical and will get this propyl radical. Okay, propanone radical will get CH3 CH2 C double bond radical will get this. Then this methyl is unstable, here ethyl is stable. This is simple methyl. Okay, it is having primary because it attached to 1 plus I group. Okay, that's why this is more stable than this. Okay, that's why A cleavage is possible, B cleavage is not possible. Okay, if it is a carbonyl compound, ketone is unsymmetrical. Unsymmetrical means here different, like that. If unsymmetrical ketones are there, it will, the bond will cleave whatever according to the stability. Whatever the radicals you are getting, you should get the stable radical. Okay, then sp2 sp carbon, carbonyl carbon bonding cleavages will not take place. If alpha bond is formed between sp2 and sp carbon, that bond won't break. Okay, here if you see, this carbon is sp2 hybridization benzene. Okay, sp2 and this is sp. Okay, sp hybridization and sp2. Okay, here the bond won't break here. Okay, here it will break here. Okay, we'll get benzyl radical and this example already we discussed. Okay, then the resulting radicals. Okay, these are regioselective. Alpha cleavages are regioselective. Okay, then whatever the radicals are formed, they are stabilized by different ways. The resulting radicals in Nash type 1 cleavages, acyl and alkyl radicals. The radicals which are produced from Nash type 1 reaction cleavages get stabilized in following pathways. Okay, we will get, okay, those are the radicals formed after the cleavage. Okay, then after the cleavage we have different possibilities. Okay, we have different pathways to stabilize the radicals. First one, by abstracting the radical, hydrogen radical from alpha position of acyl radical, products are alkanes and ketones. Okay, now this is the example. First, this is undergoes Nash type 1 reaction. This alpha bond is cleavage occurs. Okay, this bond is cleaved and we are getting R radical and or CH2C double bond radical. Okay, first one, by abstracting radical from alpha position of acyl radical. Alkyl radical will take hydrogen from alpha position of acyl radical. This is acyl radical. Okay, alpha position, from here this homolysis occur. This hydrogen is taken by this. Okay, then this bond is breaking. You will get here radical and here also will get radical. Then R radical, H radical will forms RH. Now here already radical is there. After cleavage of this bond, you will get one radical here. This radical will form a double bond. Okay, double bond. We will get RCH double bond C double bond O. That is ketene. And R will take H. It becomes alkane. Okay, in the two radicals, if alkyl radical is abstracting proton from the alpha position of acyl radical, you will get the products ketene and alkane. This is one possibility. The second one, by abstracting H radical from alpha position of alkyl radical, products are alkenes and aldehydes. If acyl radical is taking hydrogen from the alkyl alpha position of alkyl radical. Okay, this is second thing. Okay, here the cleavage occurred. It forms RC double bond O radical, RCH2CH2 radical. Two radicals are formed after exposure to the light. This is stabilized now. It is acyl radical is taking hydrogen from the alpha position. Okay, here from here it is this radical alpha position of the radical. Here CH2 radical CH2. From CH2 it is taking H. It becomes RC double bond OH aldehyde you will get. By the cleavage of this bond you will get radical here on this carbon. On this carbon already radical is there. This will form a bond. You will get CH2 double bond CHR. This okay radical. It forms a alkene. Okay, it is formed aldehyde and the alkene are the products. If okay, first method is if alkyl radical is taking hydrogen from acyl radical. Okay, another one acyl radical if it is taking hydrogen from alpha position of alkyl radical. Okay, if alkyl radical is taking it forms ketene and alkane. If acyl radical is taking hydrogen from the alkyl it forms alkene and the aldehyde. Another one Van der Rohe decarbonylation. Decarbonylation means this CO will be eliminated and whatever left side R chain, right side R chain will be attached. CO, that is called decarbonylation. Okay, elimination of CO group. Okay, then by producing carbene intermediate, another one by producing carbene intermediate, this is in case of cyclic ketones. Okay, if this bond is cleaved, okay, we'll get one radical here, one radical here. This is cyclic. Okay, one radical. Then after that again the cleavage of pi bond you will get one radical here, one radical here. This one, see this one. Okay, if you cleave this here radical you are getting here this and this. Again by cleavage of pi bond, one radical here, one radical here you will get. Means here you will get a lone pair because at this position we have two cleavages. Here alpha, here alpha. That's why lone pair. And this will be attached. Here we'll get a lone pair on this carbon. Carbon with the lone pair is a carbene. Okay, to the carbene if you are adding any nucleophilic groups. Okay, alcohol you are adding ROH. Okay, OR. Okay, it forming a ether, a carbene. Okay, this is carbene intermediate is okay in case of cyclic ketones. In Narish type 1 the products are dimerized, decarbonylation and disproportionation products also occurs. Okay, sometimes they are Narish type 1 dimerized products also will be there because alkyl radicals are formed. They are dimerized. Okay, for example, in this we'll get RCH CH2 radical. This is only 2 moles of that, 3 carbons, 3 moles, 2 moles of that, 6 carbons. It forms a hexane. Okay, it is forming a propane radical. If it is dimerized, you will get 6 carbon one. Like that, this also dimerized. Okay, dimerized products will get, decarbonylation products you will get, and disproportion products you will get in Narish type 1. Some of the carbonyl compounds predominantly undergoes decarbonylation. Example, strained unsaturation carbonyl compounds. Some if they are strained, especially they will undergo decarbonylation. Okay, if they are strained means it is 5-membered ketone, 5-membered cyclic ketone. 5-membered rings are very strained. They always want to release from the stress. Okay, that's why C double bond O decarbonylation occur. Here one radical, this you are getting. Okay, here if this and this is involved in the bonding, you will get cyclobutane. If again the cleavage occurs here, homolytic cleavage, you will get this. Okay, if cleave this, here one radical, here one radical, you will get this double bond and double bond you will get. Okay, this all these examples. Okay, another one, this also in presence of light. Okay, these are all the examples.